Two, one. There's a dog. A dog in profile. There's a dog.
This is my
Hey,
best angle.
hey, pup. Hey, pup. Come
Yeah,
here.
yeah, can I help you?
Come here, puppers. Who is that?
Can
Who is
I
that?
can I
Who is
help
that
you,
pup?
Rain?
Yes, we're here talking about mental health. It's Mental Health
Yeah,
Awareness Month, and
yeah,
just wondering if you personally have had any issues yourself. There must be a lot of anxiety
yeah,
if you're home alone, if no one's
yeah.
there. I mean,
Okay.
do your parents put you in a kennel, or do you just
No,
hang out on the couch?
yeah. I'm a dog, and that's kind of how my days go. So
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on with my dad. Okay, bye.
All right. All right. Good talking to you.
Hey, Rain.
Hey,
Sorry,
how
that
you
was
doing,
my
man?
dog, Drift.
Y-
He wanted to say hello.
What's his name?
Drift, like driftwood,
What I
because
think about? Oh,
now he
driftwood.
gets it.
Because when you said drift, for some reason I thought about farts.
Do you
That's
have
the only
do
context
you
I've
have
used that word.
drifty farts?
I do
Like would
kind of.
they kind of
Yeah.
come up and then
They're kind
drift?
of oily, so they linger and then they move kind of like a toxic, and this is getting way out of control. Um,
This is no way to follow up your fantastic introduction to Mental Health Month.
I know, but this is what we do. We
What are
talk
we
about
thinking?
mental health and we talk about farts. That's what we do.
That's kind of
Um,
what this show's tagline is, isn't it?
hey, they're human. Listen, I want to get right into it, brother.
Okay.
It was so great. I want to tell people that Chris Wood was tracking me down and hounding me like he wants to meet Rainn Wilson because he
Yeah.
loves SoulPancake.
It was the sleeping outside your house that finally did it, I think, wasn't
That kind of did it.
it?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit. And then it got a little creepy when I joined you in the tent, and it
That
was
was that was maybe the best 3.5 weeks of my life, though.
we had a lot of fun. And those s'mores, your s'mores are like next
That's what they
level.
say. They're gooey. Oh,
So so Chris and I had a delightful meal together, and I've
we
been
did.
trying to kind of bring him into the Soul Pancake family because I love his work so much, and you're a deep thinker. Tell us what you got going on I Don't Mind, please.
Well, Rain, we've been launching a bunch of new content specifically to the times we're in. We're kind of immersed in this coronavirus stuff, but we also can't escape it, right? We're all in the same situation, no matter if you're living by yourself, or if you're in your house with family or a friend or a roommate.
Yeah,
We're all stuck, right? And it's collectively been a pretty, I think most people would say that it's been a hard time
yeah.
for mental health.
Mm,
And
mm,
even if you specifically aren't feeling it, you can, you know, feel for someone who is sort of living alone, or for someone who is in an unhealthy situation
yeah,
and is now stuck in a household. There's a lot of implications that come with this. But
yeah,
we're
yeah.
trying to create more content to get some resources into the hands of people, and working with Mental Health America, which is where we're located, and to utilize their tools like their screening, which sort of you answer a series of easy questions, and it helps you kind of figure out what it is that you need to be looking into and if you should talk to somebody. It's a fantastic tool.
Great. That's
Um,
Mental Health America. You can just find their
Mental
website.
Health America, yeah, and we've got all this stuff on idon'tmind.com. If people drop in there, we've
Hmm.
got resources. If someone's feeling something specific, you can kind of read about that. If you want to just sort of know how you can preventatively take care of yourself, we've got resources galore for that. But it's really about talking about how you're feeling and what you're going through, which is a lot of what we talked about when we got together too. Kind of,
Yeah.
I think the best thing we can do in this times is just have these conversations like you're doing with Hey They're Human, and
Hmm.
express what you're feeling to a person, and kind of let them feel that honesty, and then open up to you. It's a hard time to be so isolated, and
It's a
we
hard
get to
time,
connect.
and yet, in some ways, there's some positives in terms of mental health, I feel, because if you're having anxiety and depression, just in the regular world, everyone else seems
Yeah.
so happy and so productive all the time. So
Right.
now at least things have kind of like shut down so much. A
Yeah.
lot more people are experiencing depression and anxiety. They're talking about it more. They're talking about tools to use to combat it more, like you're doing on your great website and the content that you're making. And so there's a connectivity happening. Again, I
Mhm.
talk about this shared experience. We're having a shared experience where we can talk about mental health. I hear it a lot from moms, and especially single moms with multiple kids at home. That is really tough.
Mm.
Um, there's me and my wife and my 15-year-old son here. It's hard enough with one teenager around, but I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But at least there's more conversation and more connection and more of a shared experience, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Well, how are you doing?
Oh,
How
thanks.
has your mental health been?
You know, uh, I got Zoom headache last night. Have you had that?
From too much Zoom?
I had so much fucking Zoom
I
yesterday.
think it's a real thing. Yeah.
My eyes, like I was going to bed and like my whole front of my face is like sore. It's like melting
Yeah.
off. And so I ordered some of those blue
Like the
blue,
light
blue
blocker.
glasses. Yeah,
Yeah.
so my
Yeah.
friend said, yeah, you got to do those, that they really
Smart.
work. And you got to like take breaks and you've got to look away from screens. You've got to keep on your eye health and stuff like that. It's called 20 20 20. Every 20 minutes, you look 20 yards away for 20 seconds.
Okay. Should we do it right now?
Let's do it right now, everybody.
As
20
we're
20
as we're
20.
talking?
So it's been 20 minutes into the show, and it has been exactly 20 minutes.
It has been.
Look out
So,
a window or something, look 20 yards away
okay.
as
And
far as you
then
can for
and
20
what do we
seconds.
are there is there something
Shut up.
else with the
Shut
number?
it. No. Shut it.
Okay.
Shut your mouth.
So we're
Quiet.
just yeah.
Put Drifty the fart dog back on. Hi, Driftwood. Oh,
You're like in my that's the
he's
closest
heavy
you're ever gonna be
lidded.
to my crotch outside of a tent.
um, I've brought my dog on Poe several times, and then my
Oh
guinea
yes, I've
pigs.
seen him.
Yeah, and my guinea pigs are back there too.
I was gonna ask you which member of your family was in that cage. That's the guinea pigs are back
That's
there?
the teenage. That's the teenage boy. We give him.
Oh,
See,
it's
we
your
got. He's
son.
got plenty of. He's got plenty of water back there.
Good,
But listen,
good.
how am I doing? I'm doing okay, man. I'll tell you why. Because I'm a celebrity, so I have enough money in the bank, so I don't have to worry about rent in July, like a
It's
lot
an
of people
amazing
are.
thing to have, right?
It is, and so I'm super privileged on so many levels, and also this is when I'm not working as an actor, kind of this is my life anyway, so I'm kind of used
Mm,
to it. I'm at
hmm.
home, I'm writing, I'm doing projects like this online, I'm on social media,
Yeah.
or I'm creating stuff with SoulPancake, or being, you know, positive, taking dog walks with my wife, who's a fiction writer and she's writing at home.
Oh, well, so this is very much the status quo for
Yeah. So
writers, and I think actors are also trained because we have these periods of not working where
yeah,
we feel like we don't leave our
yeah,
houses. So I feel like we're kind of trained for this. Yeah.
exactly. So for a lot of people who have been laid off, it's really tough. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people are going stir crazy and climbing the walls, and then people having to work with home from home have a whole nother set of
Yeah.
challenges. So if
Yeah.
people want to get involved in I don't mind, what do they do? How do we support it and get involved?
The easiest way to support I Don't Mind is just to go to our site and shop our merch because I'm wearing one of our new
Oh
things right
wow.
now for Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
We that's the kind of the way we generate proceeds. We do accept donations, but we don't really push them, and that's not the way that we kind of stay afloat.
Okay.
We're kind of all paid for by people, wearing I Don't Mind, which also then in turn generates conversations because we're more likely to say, "Hey, I like your shirt," than we are to ask somebody how they're feeling, genuinely
Yeah.
feeling that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of an insight. It's a way to target conversation. Um, And you know, it's interesting. I went through kind of a weird couple years of, you know, life was good, things were good, but I was just fighting this depression that,
Mm,
you know, didn't really care that I was doing well or that career was great and that romantically I was happy and things like that. It just kind of, you know, mental health takes no prisoners sometimes.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
but it was
And
funny
I think
working.
just real quick, I think it's really important to note that mental health is not necessarily connected to life circumstances.
It never is.
So
Well, it can be.
it
Sometimes it
can
is
be a
reactive.
trigger or something like that, but it's super important because some people have still this idea of like, oh,
Oh yeah.
depression is when bad stuff happens to you and you feel sad. It's like,
No,
no,
I was my most depressed, and I couldn't have been happier on paper. You
hmm
know, everything was going great, and things were good, but you know, your mental health is not necessarily connected to what you
right.
have or what you should feel. And
Yeah.
then it spirals, right? I'm sure you felt this where you then start to go down this wormhole of
hmm
self-punishment and self-hate because you're like, well, what's wrong with me? I should be happy. Why am I not happy? Um,
hmm
and that only makes it worse, you know. Only by
hmm
saying, you know, I don't mind talking about this and moving forward, can we release that burden and start to heal. So
What helped you heal?
literally beginning to speak about it was the
Wow.
change. Because I'm a person who I'll bottle things up, I'll hold it all in, and then you know, eventually it becomes too much and I crash. Um,
Mm.
so therapy, talking to friends,
Yeah.
answering my mom when she says, "Are you doing okay?" and actually answering it instead of just saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm good,
Wow.
I'm good."
That's interesting. So your
You
mom would be
know,
like, how's it going, Chris? And you're like, I
not
feel like
good,
shit
mom.
and I hate myself. I'm really not doing good. And
I mean,
was she able to be there and support you?
yeah, you know, I think in my experience, people are so much more capable of actually being there for you than you may think that they will be. And
hmm
someone who you would think would be the last person who would be understanding if you opened up.
hmm
When you share something personal, people have a high capacity to be caring and human.
I believe that. Yeah.
I really believe in that. I believe in the goodness of humanity and that it's possible.
hmm
Not
hmm
saying we're all perfect and we don't make mistakes and people don't also make bad decisions, but you got to give, especially your loved ones. There's a reason you already love them and are close to them and trust them. You got to trust them with your mental health.
hmm
And
hmm
you can clock quickly if someone's there for you or not, and you can always move on. There's always more people. You know,
Sure.
everyone has a resource, and if you feel like you don't, there are resources like you mentioned, the crisis text line.
Yeah. hmm
There are things called warm lines where you can call numbers in your area and just talk to somebody when you're not in crisis.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's a cool resource. And again, we link all this stuff out on iDon'tMind.com, so people should check it out if they're
Right.
looking. But there are crisis numbers that can be reached when you need to talk to someone in an emergency, and there are also, you know, resources if you just want to talk. There's
And
online
if there's
therapy too.
Yeah, online therapy. That's a
Yeah,
huge booming new industry. And
especially
what
now.
do people do for this month, Mental Health Month? What do we do? We celebrate. We can
You know,
wear I don't mind swag. What
honestly, for
we can donate some money to mental health
if you've got it,
nonprofits
if
or
you've got it, give it. You know, that's a
hmm
fantastic way to celebrate Mental Health Month.
hmm
Um, with I Don't Mind, it's very easy because you're actually just getting yourself something or giving a gift to somebody, and you are in turn sustaining a program that's helping.
mm,
But what I think the most important thing we can do for Mental Health Month is to focus on taking care of our mental health. And that means all kinds of things. It means taking time for yourself to do things that feel good and are nurturing. It means spending time connecting with people digitally if you don't have someone in the household.
yeah,
Taking time to meditate or exercise. Take a
yeah.
walk with your dog every day. There are so many ways that you can preventatively keep yourself healthy and active and not let yourself get into a place where you're feeling stuck and trapped by all of this, and instead feel motivated to keep going and uplifted, you know?
That's just fantastic. And the best thing that we can do to kind of commemorate, celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month is to take the best possible care of ourselves
Absolutely.
during this month of May, which is going to be a trying month. It's going to be a difficult month. There's certain states opening up, certain aren't. We don't know what's in. Some people are like, don't leave the house. Some people are like, let's leave the house as soon as possible. Confusing times that only if you have pre-existing anxiety disorders or depression, it's only going to throw kerosene on that fire.
And that's why we have to focus our attention on ourselves and encourage the people that we're near and that we talk to also take care of themselves, you know?
And our pets become important, like Drift, right?
Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many times I got out of bed on a day that I wouldn't have gotten out of bed because I loved the dog more than myself that day. It's
wow.
If anybody tells you that dogs don't count as therapy animals, or if you see someone being a jerk to someone on a plane who's traveling with a pet, like get a grip and understand that there is a connection that people can have with an animal that can be life-saving. And I personally vouch for that.
Yeah, that's great. That's so great. And Chris, I understand you're going to be a dad. That's amazing.
Unbelievable. And what times? We're getting a nursery together, basically through packages that we then Clorox and try to like not contact our dirty hands with the object that's gonna anyway. We've got some time. We've got a couple more months, so thankfully we have that. But I mean, who knows what the world situation is going to be? But it is, oh my gosh, it's such a shining light in this time. It's like a thing to look forward to that is just so wonderful and beautiful.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations. Very excited for you guys. And I'm going to just make a quick announcement to those folks who don't know before I let you go, Chris. Next week, folks, I'm going to take a week off. I've done 32 of these in a row, motherfucker. I'm not kidding you.
I know that wasn't directed at me, but...
No, it was.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm saying that to you. I only say that to people that I love. 32 of these shows in a row I've done. It's been a lot. I mean, it's only I'm only chatting for 40 minutes, but I have to prepare and I have to put on my hat or whatever. But so next week is all guest hosts.
Oh, I'm doing that.
Yeah, you're doing that.
Oh.
Did you know that?
Just kidding. I did know that.
Chris Wood.
And it's May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th with Chris Wood. This is perfect. That's all you have to remember.
And I can plug my new book, the clarinets and the clarinet queen that I'm writing. Art, and I'm still working on the subheading, but
clarinet queen, huh?
It's about
It wouldn't have anything to do. It doesn't have anything to do with the no relation to the bassoon king.
It's backwards, so I actually can't. Nusab Gnik.
Oh, you. Okay. So great hosts next week. A lot of them have been guests on the show. Some of my favorite people.
How fun.
Co-founder of SoulPancake. But Chris Wood is on Monday, folks. That's all you need to know.
That's right.
On Monday, 12 noon, SoulPancake Instagram.
I'll miss you, Rain.
You're going to choose random human beings from the internet to interview?
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
You have a lot of crazy fans, and I've noticed a lot of them are from Israel and Brazil.
Oh, have you been getting a lot of Notice Me Brazils down there? I haven't been looking at the comments.
Yes, and a lot of Hebrew.
Chris, shave now. We're getting a lot of those too.
Yes, yeah.
It's quarantine. We're not supposed to.
No, don't shave. Don't bathe, please.
What's bathing anymore?
It's been a real pleasure talking to you, man.
This has been great.
I'm going to
stay healthy, man.
Okay. Stay human, baby. I love you.
Likewise. Love you.
Bye-bye.
See you, bud.